5 stars, of course. I know I've already said that like 3 times, but just wanted to reiterate that again, that it is 5 stars, 100%. Not it, not the one. So we are going to respectfully be moving on. Probably not my smartest or best decision that I've ever made, but we're here, we're doing it, we're living, we're loving, we're laughing. Hey everyone, it's me Bailey, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a 24-hour reading vlog, but I'm only reading random books off of my bookshelf. So essentially, I am trying to narrow down my physical TBR. I currently have 106 books that are unread on my physical TBR. And this year, a goal of mine was to try and lower that number. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour reading vlog, but I'm only going to be reading books that were randomly chosen from this list of unread books that I have. So on the screen, I'm throwing up a screen recording of my Notion. So I have my physical TBR for this year. It does still have books that I have actually read on this list still, but if that number gets chosen, then I just will pick a number again. But so I'm going to be selecting the books one at a time until I can finish the book. So in this video, I could read only one book in 24 hours, or I could read like 3 or 4 books in 24 hours. It just kind of depends on how I'm liking the books that get randomly selected for me from my TBR. So on this list, I have an actual number of 125 items. So I'm going to pull up a number generator and go 1 through 125, and we're going to pick the first book that I'm going to be reading during this video. So even though I have 125 books on this list, 106 of them have not been read. So I'm going to pop up the number generator, and we're going to generate our first book for this video. Okay, so the number that was chosen was number 98. So I'm going to scroll down to book number 98 on my list, and that's the book that I'm going to be reading in this video. Okay, so book number 98 is The Hate U Give. Okay, so book number 98 is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, and I have actually had this book for quite a while and have not read it, so I'm definitely excited to read this book. It has been on my TBR for such a long time, and I cannot wait to finally read this book. This is the first book that I'm going to be starting during this 24-hour readathon that I'm doing. So it's currently 5:21, so I'm not starting just yet. I will be starting a little bit later this evening, and I believe I'll probably start around 7:30 tonight, and I will read from 7:30 p.m. tonight to 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night. So I will be doing a timer, but not the timer method, if that makes sense. So basically I'll have a timer for 24 hours, so that's counting down to help me keep of how much time I have left in the readathon, but I will not be stopping the timer anytime I'm not reading or anything like that. But this is the book that I'm going to be starting with for this video, so I'm super excited to read this book. And with that being said, I will see you guys again once I start this readathon. Hello. Okay, so it is currently 7:29, so there's like less than 30 seconds left until it turns 7:30, and I will be starting this readathon. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my timer together to where it's set for 23 hours and 59 minutes and 59 seconds because it's 7:30 right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. So we're now set. So it should end tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Well, that says 8:30 p.m. Oh, that's from 8:30 p.m. today. Okay, well, it's 7:30, so I'm gonna go ahead and start reading, and we're gonna start with The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, and I will update you guys a little bit later. Hello. Okay, so we are officially 1 hour into the 24 hours. I have 23 hours left. And so I'm reading The Hate U Give. I'm on page 88 so far, is what I've read in this last hour. And so far I'm enjoying this book. I never actually saw the movie, like, because this was also like made into a movie, and I never actually saw the movie, but I do remember seeing like the trailer and stuff, and so far it's exactly what I expected, like as far as the storyline. Also, sorry you guys are crooked a little bit, but I knew what I was getting into with what I had seen from the trailer previously. Plus, like, this is an older book. Like, it was published probably in like, I don't even know, 2010. Oh, 2017. Okay, well, 2017 this book was published, so I definitely remember when the movie was coming out, and I remember like hearing a lot about the premise and stuff like that. And so far it is exactly what I was thinking that it was gonna be. As far as like rating, I am predicting that this is probably gonna be a 5-star. So yeah, I don't know, but like I said, I'm enjoying it, so I'm gonna continue reading. I do see myself finishing this probably before I go to bed tonight, because I absolutely will be going to bed because I've been working today. I was at work all day this morning before starting this readathon. So I definitely do see myself going to bed tonight, but my goal is to try and finish this before I go to bed tonight. So my goal is hopefully to have it finished by 11, but also like not really racing to finish it either. So, but yeah, that's gonna be all for my update right now, and I will update you guys again probably once I hit like either around the halfway mark or whenever I decide that I'm ready to go to bed. Hello. I know I'm looking crazy right now, but it's late. So it is now 11:30. So we are 4 hours in. So I have 20 hours left of this readathon. I am currently on page 392. So I have a little bit over 50 pages in The Hate U Give. And so far I'm really enjoying it. I definitely do think that this is going to be a 5-star book, of course. Like, of course it's a 5-star. Like, the fact that I would even attempt to think that it would be anything less than that is just, I don't even know what I was thinking a few hours ago. But this is definitely a 5-star. It's so good. I cannot believe it's taken me this long to pick it up, but yeah, definitely worth the read. If you have not read it, I'm recommending it like 100 times, like tenfold, because it's literally so good, so heartbreaking, so heart-wrenching, just so like real and so raw, and it's so good. So, but yeah, I figured I would update now that I'm 4 hours into this readathon, and I'm probably going to go to bed here soon because I'm so tired. But before I go to bed, I am gonna go ahead and have the random number generator pick the next book, and then whenever I wake up in the morning, I will start reading immediately. I just put Navy down in his crate not too long ago, and he usually wakes up around like 6, 7 in the morning. So just whenever he gets up is when I'll wake up. So yeah, I do see myself starting pretty early in the morning. So I'm going to get a little bit of sleep once I finish this book. But yeah, so I will talk to you guys again once I finish The Hate U Give and when I pick the next book for this video. Hi, okay, so it's midnight and I just finished The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, and of course 5 stars, but like we knew that. So I definitely feel like I want to watch the movie now just to see like how they ended up adapting the book into movie form, because I can't remember when the movie came out. I feel like it's been, I don't know, a few years now probably since it came out. But so basically I am about to go into the office to pick my next read for this video, because of course, like, I don't even know what I'm gonna pick next, because I just feel like we're starting this video off like on a pretty big note with the first book being a 5-star. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the next book is also a 5-star. So I'm gonna go into the office right now, set you guys up, and we are going to go ahead and pick the next book before I go to bed. Okay, so while I get set up for this, I'm basically just gonna talk to you guys about The Hate U Give. So if you don't know, The Hate U Give is about this girl named Star, and she was a witness to a murder. She was at this party and she ends up leaving with this guy that she's known from her childhood. They're driving in the car and they get pulled over by the police, and the police ends up pulling her friend out of the car and kills him in front of her. And it just talks about how she kind of deals with the situation and how she ends up trying to like get justice for her friend, but there was no justice really served, like a lot of times that happens in real life. And so it was just so very like raw, such a very like real and very impactful story. And I like literally, if you have not read it, I highly recommend it. It was so good. 5 stars, of course. I know I've already said that like 3 times, but just wanted to reiterate that again, that it is 5 stars, 100%. And so now I'm going to throw up the screen recording again. I just marked that I read the book here at number 98, which was the last number that was picked. So now I'm going to be pulling up my number generator again, and we're gonna do 125 again, and we're going to generate. So we got number 83, which is Sign Here by Claudia Lux, which I've already read. So we're going to generate again. Okay, so this time I got 96, which is The Finish Line, which is the 3rd book in the Ravenhood series. So okay, I wasn't sure when I was ever gonna finish this series, but I guess it's gonna be in this video. So let me go grab it off my shelf really quickly. So this is the next book that I guess I'm going to be reading in this video. I had not planned anytime soon to read this book, but because I felt like, so if you don't know, the Ravenhood series is like a trilogy, but I feel like it is essentially a duet. Like I feel like based on how the 2nd book ended, I feel like we could have been fine without a 3rd book, but also I haven't read this 3rd book, so I don't know if we could be fine without the 3rd book, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to start this in the morning when I wake up. I might see about starting it tonight, especially if it's on Kindle Unlimited. I might download it on my Kindle and read like maybe a chapter or 2 before I go to bed. But yeah, for now, your girl is sleepy, so I'm about to go to bed. I'm like, I don't know, because I worked today. So for me to like come off working to then like go immediately into a 24-hour readathon, probably not my smartest or best decision that I've ever made. But we're here, we're doing it, we're living, we're loving, we're laughing. So I guess that's just what we're doing. So yeah, but I guess that's about it for now. I'm gonna see if I can find an audiobook for this as well. I don't know if there is one, so I'm gonna look for that as well. But that's gonna be it for now, and I will talk to you guys more than likely in the morning. Good morning. So it is currently 6:50 in the morning, and I I'm going to be diving back into The Finish Line by Kate Stewart. I did decide to download it on my Kindle so that way I could read it while I was in bed a little bit last night, and I've made it to the like 7% mark. So I've made it to chapter 3. I read like the prologue and the first 2 chapters. And I don't know if I'm gonna like this book. So I didn't remember everything exactly about when I was reading Exodus and Flock, but the main character of this book, I remember not really liking him that much. Like, I went back to go look at my review and I didn't really say anything in my review. Like, I didn't even give a review for Flock, and then the review that I gave for Exodus was like 2 words. I don't know. But then, so I went and read like somebody else's review of like what happened, and I have to agree with them completely. And I feel like if I were to reread Flock and Exodus today, like, I definitely do not think that I would like it. Like, especially, I don't know, because it is like a toxic relationship kind of situation, but I feel like it's not like Magnolia Park's toxic, if that makes sense. So I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna give it probably until like the either 50 pages or like the like 15-ish% mark, whichever comes first, and see if I'm still not liking the book, because I do not like, because I remember I hated the main female character and I don't like the new male main character. So I'm like, how did I end up giving this book 4 stars? Like, Exodus, how did I give Exodus 4 stars? Like, I really do not remember. It's been that long since I read the book, but yeah, so I'm convinced that I'm probably gonna end up doing enough in this book, and I didn't need to ever revisit the Ravenhood series ever again, but we're gonna see. I'll keep you guys updated. And so yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get to reading, and I'll talk to you guys again a little bit later. Hello. Okay, so it is a little while later, but not much later. So I made it to page 51, which is the start of chapter 7 in the finish line. And I feel like I'm going to DNF this book. Like, I feel like I bought this book prematurely, because I bought this book with Exodus when I finished Flock, because I felt like I was just really going to love this story. And I mean, I liked it enough when I read it 2 years ago, but I feel like if I tried to read this again, I just would not feel the same about it. Like, I remember giving the first book 3 stars and the second book 4 stars, and I'm starting to like question my judgment from back then, because I'm like, why? I feel like as far as this book is concerned, I really could care less. Like, yes, we're getting more point of views, like we're getting more Dom in this book, and yes, that's like nice and fun and good, but the fact that we have to literally sit here and deal with Tobias and Cecilia, and I just I'm not vibing with it, unfortunately. So I am going to DNF this. Is it a soft DNF? Maybe, I don't know, but for now I'm not enjoying my time reading this. I could care less about what Tobias and Cecilia have going on. I don't really care to read 427 pages about them, because I feel like it's just like, I don't know, like I just don't support, I feel like, the relationship. I feel like it's weird. I feel like it's just weird. I don't know. So I'm gonna DNF this. We're putting this down and we're gonna move on to the next book, because we're being kind to ourselves. We're not reading books we don't want to read. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick the next book for this video. Fingers crossed that it's going to be a good one, because I cannot, especially coming off The Hate U Give. Like, I just feel like this was not the right thing to pick up after that. But maybe once I've finished with like Magnolia Parks and I'm looking for a like toxic relationship sort of situation, maybe I will like dive back into this. But for now, this is just not it, not the one. So we are going to respectfully be moving on. So again, I'm going to throw up my number generator, as well as I'm going to throw up the screen recording of the screen. So I have the finish line here. I need to make like a oh, I do have a DNF one. Okay, so yeah, so I have marked it as DNF. So now we're gonna pick another number. So we're gonna go ahead and generate. So we got number 95, which is The Falconer. So The Falconer by Elizabeth May. This is a, I feel like it's a young adult fantasy, novel. I've heard that it gives like Brave vibes, and that it's like I think it's like told in like Scotland or like in the Highlands. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this book in literal years. I can't remember the last time anyone has talked about it or I've seen anyone talk about it, but it's not very long. It's like right at 370 pages. It's 373 pages, so it's not super long, and the like text isn't super small, so I feel like this could be a pretty quick read today. Hopefully I like this one. I feel like it's definitely going to be a lot better than that for my current mood and situation, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna pick this one up. I'm gonna go ahead and start it, and I'll update you guys again later. Hello, so it is currently 12:46 p.m. and I still have like, let me find the timer. I still have 6 hours and 43 minutes left in this 24-hour readathon. I did end up actually falling asleep, so I was taking a nap for like an hour, maybe like 45 minutes, but I have still been reading The Falconer. I am a little bit over halfway through. I'm currently on page 246, and I think there's like 373 pages in this book, so I have like 130 pages left in it. I am enjoying this book. I would say that this book is like, if you like Outlander, if you like Regency era, so like if you like, okay, so like if you like Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater and Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, then I would say this is like the perfect mix of the two, because this is like a Regency-esque era fantasy novel that's like kind of cozy but also like kind of not at the same time. So basically we're following our main character. Her name is, I feel like I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but it's like Eliana or something like that, and she is a like inventor. She likes to make things, she likes to invent things, and so she is not really looking to be a wife, which is basically what the women are supposed to do during this time period. And she has been out hunting fae and fairies because one has killed her mother, and she finds out that she is something called a falconer. And so that means that she is essentially the only one that can stop the fairies from coming back and like taking over the human race essentially. And so she's working with this other fae who is killing his own kind. We don't really know much about him as of right now. We just know that he's helping her train and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, it's pretty good, it's pretty interesting. Definitely gives like Stalking Jack the Ripper vibes by Kerri Maniscalco. It also gives like Outlander vibes. It also kind of gives like Brave, the movie, the Disney movie vibes. Like those kind of vibes are what this book is giving. I am enjoying it. It's been super quick, super fast paced, even though like I did just take a nap, but like I didn't fall asleep because I was bored with the book. I just fell asleep because I was just tired. I think it is a trilogy. This first book came out in 2013. I believe it's like young adult, but it doesn't like read very young adult, and I'm having a good time reading it. So I'm probably going to be finished with it in the next hour or so, maybe hour and a half, since I have like right around 130-ish pages left. So yeah, once I finish this, then I'm going to pick the next book that I'm going to read in this video, and it'll probably be the last book that I end up reading in this video. But so far I feel like this 24 hours has been pretty successful with me reading a 5-star book. And then obviously I did have a DNF, but then I definitely will be finishing this one and then probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, reading a 3rd book to completion in this video. But yeah, so with that being said, I will update you guys again a little bit later. Hello. Okay, so it is now 2:10 p.m. and I currently have 5 hours and 19 minutes left in this readathon. So I just finished The Falconer by Elizabeth May. I think I'm gonna end up giving this book, I think 3.75 stars is what I'm leaning towards for this book. So basically, I kind of explained what it was about earlier, but I feel like it was good, and I feel like not enough people have read this book. I don't think that it is a 5-star book in my personal opinion, but I do feel like it was still really good, and I definitely would recommend this book to people, especially fantasy readers. I feel like if you are a fantasy reader and you're looking for something that's going to be fast-paced, quick, easy to read, that gives, you know, like Hunting Prince Dracula vibes, or Half a Soul vibes, or Outlander vibes, like those kind of vibes, then I would definitely recommend this book to you. It is a trilogy, so I might pick up the 2nd book, but it probably won't be anytime soon. But yeah, definitely would recommend this book if you have not picked it up. So now that I finished that, I am going to be picking the next book that I'm going to be reading in this video once again. So I'm going to pull up the number generator, same as before. And so we've got 1 to 125 on the generator, and I'm going to go ahead and throw up the screen recording of the Notion as well. It's been staying in like the 90s, so I'm hoping we get like a different this time around, because I feel like they were like all right there together. So let me, all right, so we're gonna generate. Okay, so we got the number 65. So 65 is Now I Rise, which is the 2nd book in the Conquerors saga, but I have not read the 1st one, so we are going to draw again. Okay, so for the 2nd one, we got number 37. Okay, number 37 is Fuel the Fire, which is the 3rd book in the Calloway Sisters series, because I want to say, is that the one I'm on? Have I read Addicted After All? Okay, so 37 is Fuel the Fire, which is the 3rd book in the Calloway Sisters series, but I have not made it that far into the series. I still need to read Addicted After All before I can start Fuel the Fire, so we're gonna do one more, and so I'm not gonna go with that one this time, so we're gonna generate a new number. Okay, so the new number is 118. This time around, it's like a lot of like sequels. Okay, so 118 is Troubles in Paradise, which is the 3rd book in the Paradise series by Ellen Hildebrand. And I actually have read the first 2, so I will be picking up this 3rd one for this video. So this will be the next book that I read. It is a pretty short book, so I might be able to sneak in one more book after this, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, so let me go grab it. Okay, so Troubles in Paradise by Ellen Hildebrand. This will be the 3rd book that I'm reading in this video. This book is 338 pages, so I feel like I could probably knock this out in like about 3-ish hours. Maybe, we'll see, but I'm super excited to finish this series, and I feel like this like has been doing so good in getting me to like read books that have been on my TBR for a while, because like this book has been on my TBR for literally ever. So I'm super excited that I've started reading books that have been on my TBR for a while. But so this is the next book, and with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start this, and I will update you guys again a little bit later. Okay, so I'm coming on here to report that I've just finished Troubles in Paradise. So it's currently 6:15 p.m. So we are at an hour and 14 minutes left in this readathon. So in the next hour and 15 minutes, because I just finished Troubles in Paradise, I think I'm gonna end up giving this book 4 stars. This was a really good conclusion to this trilogy. I feel like even though there was some like tragedy at the end, it still ended on like a very happy and good note, and I'm happy with the way that this series has concluded. And if you are looking for a fun summery drama filled series to read this summer, then I definitely would recommend this book for you, or at least this series. It's such a good fun time, and it gives like all of the summer vibes with all of the drama and just like everything. So I definitely would recommend this book if you are looking for those type of vibes. But since I only have like an hour and 14 minutes left, I think I will pick another book, but I don't have any hopes of finishing anything else during this video. So we're gonna move over to my desk and I will pick the final book that I'm going to end up starting in this video. Okay, so now to pick the final book that I'm going to be reading for the last hour of this readathon. So we're gonna go ahead, throw up the number generator and the screen recording of my Notion, and let's see what number we get. Okay, we got number 83. Okay, 83 is signed here, which I have already read. 47. Okay, so 47 is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco. Also, this is supposed to be 48, not 18. I guess I was wrong on my numbering, but so 47 is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco. So I have heard pretty good things about this series. I've heard that like the end, like the last couple of books in the series are like the best in the series, but I've heard really, really good things about this book and this series. I did read Stalking Jack the Ripper and Hunting Prince Dracula by Kerri Maniscalco, and I didn't love those books, so I'm definitely interested to see what my thoughts are going to be on this book. So for the next hour, I'm going to be starting this book and seeing if I like it. And obviously I know I'm not going to finish it in this video, but I will update you guys probably once the time ends and let you know how I'm feeling about this book when I get to that stopping point. So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again a little bit later. Hello. Okay, so there are 15 seconds left until it is 7:30. Well, I guess technically it's 7:30 now, but so that means that this 24-hour readathon is officially over, and I just wanted to give my final updates on Kingdom of the Wicked. So in the last like hour and a half, I was able to read 92 pages in Kingdom of the Wicked, which puts me at the start of chapter 13. And so far, I'm actually really, really enjoying this book. I didn't realize that Amelia's sister had been murdered. Like, I thought that she had been taken, not murdered, which, I mean, the murder happens in like the first few chapters and it's in the synopsis, I think. So I don't think that's a spoiler. Yeah, so it does say that one of them was murdered in the synopsis. So I didn't realize that Vittoria was murdered. I just thought that she had been taken based off of what I've heard other people say about these books. But so far I'm really enjoying this. I'm liking this way better than when I read Stalking Jack the Ripper. So I'm definitely interested in continuing on this series, but I do think that I might put it down for the night. I feel like I've stopped on a pretty good like point, but it is also kind of like a cliffhanger at the same time too where I stopped. But I do have a couple of other books that I want to go ahead and finish that aren't like random on my TBR or like random from my shelves like the books that I've been reading in this video have been. So yeah, I think I might actually be done reading for the day. I might pick it up a little bit later, I don't know, but yeah. For now, I think I'm going to maybe eat a little bit of dinner and watch some Chicago PD and call it a night. So with that being said, I feel like this 24 hours has been so successful. I was able to finish 3 books, and I started 5 in this video. So I was able to finish The Hate U Give, which gave 5 stars. I started The Finish Line and ended up DNFing that one. I then read The Falconer, which I gave 3.75 stars. And then Troubles in Paradise, which I gave 4. And then also started Kingdom of the Wicked, which I see myself probably giving it like 4 stars. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all of my social medias linked in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Say bye, baby. Say bye. Bye, guys.